free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Gather round, the vanguard stands with voices strong across the land. Valiant hearts, we rise to fight for truth and freedom day and night. Breaking news from every side, live updates, we won't divide. From the front line to your screen, the Vanguard Roundtable's here to be seen. Vanguard News, the voice that leads, verified reports, planting seeds, a legacy of truth untold, a future rising brave and bold. In every heartbeat, in every sound, we stand united all around. The Vanguard stands, our mission clear, to share the news, to persevere. So tune in now, the moment's here, the Vanguard Roundtable, loud and clear.
All right. Welcome to the Vanguard Roundtable, Episode 1. Today, we're going to be discussing several important topics, all focusing on America and our country. At Vanguard News Network, we offer independent and conservative-leaning journalism, but we also want to hear both sides and how this affects all Americans. I'm Tyler, one of your hosts.
And I'm Levi, one of your other hosts on today's episode.
We both welcome you, and now let's jump into it. All right, let's see. So, what will happen if the government shuts down on Tuesday? This and more is going to be covered in this episode. And I think one of our first topics, right, Levi, it's going to be the government shutdown.
Yep.
It's a pretty big topic.
It's a big one, man. A lot of people are angry about it. Let's just say it like that.
I'd say a lot of people have a lot of mixed emotions about it. So the rumor is that the government's aiming for a shutdown on Tuesday. And I think the last major shutdown we had was 2019. I think it ran for a little over 20 days. So it was one of our longer ones in recent time periods, as most people remember. However, I think it was necessary at the time. And I think this time may actually be necessary too. So,
I mean, a shutdown is almost always necessary. I mean, just like imagine you're on your phone or you're on an app, you'd have to clear the cache sometimes.
Exactly. And so, my question is it mass firings as bold reform, or is it political hostage taking? Ooh.
That opens up a lot of doors for different things.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, like, if it's political, that could be seen as, like, sabotage.
Well, I think that it's more so,
I mean,
Trump said he was going to drain the swamp, and he got voted in with the popular vote. And if the government doesn't want to clean the swamp fast enough, it seems like he wants to clean it faster, right?
I mean, people may be jumping ship too. Like if they know their name is in some sort of list, whether it could be any list, period. If they think their name is in a list, they're probably going to be jumping ship. And that's something you should look at too. I mean, anybody should look at. I mean, all these people are kind of resigning. Why are they resigning? Why are they resigning from such high positions? This is a great paying position. You've got life in you. You can still, you still want to work. I mean,
exactly. I mean, conservatives hail it as a draining of the swamp, but a lot of union leaders, which unions tend to, aim more towards the Democratic side, more towards, the, non-conservative side.
Yeah.
And so I think, they call authoritarian. Is it a fair critique to say that, or is that kind of jumping a little bit too far? I think Trump has been very fair, and I think he has tried to make allies on both sides. I've seen that.
I can vouch for that. What I'm saying, he has made more than numerous attempts to, be like bring people in from the other side, even, like to help them.
Yeah. And obviously everyone at VNN wants to make sure that, Social Security recipients still receive their payments. We want to make sure that veterans and military still receive their pay.
I'm going to talk about that real quickly. Actually, I think it's being blown out of proportion in such a sense where, we're overlooking at it, where if it's this one little thing that says it's a part of Social Security, well, us as Americans, we're just going to think it's all of Social Security, when it's really not. It's just like this little part that's not needed. Like say a printer that's broken, we're just going to keep that because it looks cool. It looks good in the office. Yeah. we got maintenance on it too. Don't worry about it. They come once a month, make sure it's still broken. That's it.
Just keep fixing the old machine, and don't consider getting a new one.
It don't work though. The machine don't work. That's the part of it. The machine don't even work.
So just keep maintaining it for no reason. Literally.
So that's literally what's happening with Social Security. They got this little part of government that's running and everything, and are putting money into it, but it's not doing anything.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other topic. That's a whole other topic, right? That we can bring the Federal Reserve into this, or should I say, the non-Federal Reserve.
Now, listen, wait a minute. I don't know. A lot of people know this. You should.
Yeah. The interesting fact is the Federal Reserve is actually not federal at all. It is a completely private company, and there's 12 Federal Reserve banks across the country, and every bank has to be part of one of those regional Federal Reserve banks. And, obviously credit unions have their own, organization that manages and regulates them. But, most things are done under Regulation E of the Fed Act.
What loophole did this private company use to make their own currency? Because I want to get on that game.
I know. That sounds like a great profit, right? Let me just print currency, charge a government interest, and charge them for printing it.
I would be able to fill up my truck and be happy all day.
Oh, and let's throw in there a couple $1 trillion renovation to our headquarters, which already looked like it was from the 1400s or something. Like,
why not
block building? I was trying to say like a majestic type building, but
good job.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously things have gotten a little bit out of hand, and I think that rolling back into the government shutdown, I think obviously, as a network, and even ourselves, we don't want to see, public servants terminated on a large scale level, but we would like to see some clarity, in how our taxes are being used. I mean, honestly, and here's a perfect joke. I mean, here's something that goes with it perfectly. The Dems say a shutdown will hurt essential services. Ironic, since half of Washington's essential jobs seem to be inventing new ways to spend our money. Yeah. If we furlough Congress, maybe we'll finally get a balanced budget. Like, seriously.
Well, if you furlough Congress, say Trump goes in and asks to do this, because you can't just say, oh, this is happening. No, it has to be run through bureaucracy, which is another thing that stalls and holds and waits for things to pass. Because, if it's not doing good, just wait it out. That's what they do.
Yeah, I agree. I think the audience agrees too.
Oh, no, see, laughing.
See? Okay, so I think we should definitely move on to one of our next important topics, because I think it's something that we need to cover, and that would be religion in this country. So a lot of people are split. As you know, our country was founded on Christian principles, but it was also founded on separation of church and state. So, but we should drive down a little bit more into that. We should drive down a little bit more into some sensitive topics. I know that this is very sensitive for some, but obviously we do believe that the Charlie Kirk killing was religiously motivated. So I think there's some topics to discuss there. And I think there's some other religious connections to other recent shootings. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
There's a lot actually, because the recent shooting in what state was that? That was Michigan. The shooting in Michigan at a church. And Charlie Kirk, I feel like 100% that is tied together.
Yeah, there's been a lot of religious motivated shootings, and this was at I believe it was the Church of Latter-day Saints, right?
Yep.
And it's kind of strange also. I'm not trying to say there's a conspiracy here, of course, but I'm just saying that the founder, I believe, also passed away today. It was like the same day that occurred, and he died at 101. So, I mean, no relevance there on the age, but I think that there's obviously some relevance and some connection there to a shooting at his own church and him passing that same day. I mean, I don't think he was shot. I'm just saying,
I do want to look at the people that were heavily involved with, religion. Let's put it like that. So, like, there's these demographic groups, these ones are listening to a single leader, and it's starting to seem fishy. There were talks even from like a high-ranking podcaster,
highly respected,
Candace Owens, and if she's even, if she's even looking, like, in my eyes, this professional person, she's looking at something like this and saying, I feel like there's more to
there's always more to the story. Always more to the story, right? So and obviously not trying to cut that off, but I mean, I think that it's important to acknowledge that Trump's administration, from my point of view, he seems to be investigating and questioning the narrative we've had. So the fact that we've been injecting poison or been allowing, our mothers essentially to be taking poison and by doctor recommendation, Tylenol.
Yeah.
And it's been causing birth defects. He's been correcting that stuff. I saw him post right around September 11th. I saw him post something about the 9/11 report saying that there were some inaccuracies in there and that he was going to, release some of the documents, and he was listening and looking into some stuff. We know at VNN there's an active movement, a very active movement with over 10,000 engineers who signed a document saying that the narrative around the World Trade Centers on 9/11 is different. Now, are we saying, did people not die, or did planes not actually hit, or whatever? No, we're not saying anything like that. We're saying that they're saying there's a different narrative to how the buildings collapsed, period. And World Trade Center 7 came down by itself. No plane hit that building, remember. So, and that building collapsed before.
Now that you're on this government cover-up type subject, I really feel like there might have been a government cover-up. I mean,
and the question is, was our government directly involved, or was it a government outside that had external influence on our government?
I believe kind of the latter, that one, where I think certain people in other countries have a hold of our political powers.
Yeah. Or banking, or whatever the powers that be.
Our investments, something.
Large exports, large imports.
Yeah. And I think that, they have such a hard hold on us where we can't allow certain public figures to say certain things or do certain things or disagree on certain things.
Exactly.
And the fact that Candace Owens brought this up, where the whole event was held tightly, so tight that it resembled 9/11, where there were these photos of the plane or a plane hitting the Pentagon, and they somehow disappear. We didn't get photos for a few days or whatever.
Well, I remember when it first happened, I saw the video of what looked like a missile hitting the Pentagon. But look,
same instance here. We didn't get the messages until a few days later.
Yeah, there's many inconsistencies. But, I think that's for, I think that we have to do a little bit more investigative journalism there. I think that we have to listen to some of our other influencer podcasters that have similar views in that. And
I really
think,
just wanted to see what other people thought. I want to get other people's info.
And although we don't agree with everything that these individuals say, I definitely recommend, Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah.
We definitely recommend the Candace Owens Show. And there's many other podcasters out there that we respect, and we'll bring up and mention those. And hopefully even be able to
one day,
bring them on as a guest, or
that would be so cool.
So, there's some options there, but, obviously, again, huge topic. One last thing I want to cover on the religious topic, and I don't mean that for this to sound discriminatory in any way, of course, but one thing that really does concern me in particular is the growing presence of Muslims in this country. And when I say that, I don't mean
you sound
all of them.
Anti-Semitic. Just want to say that.
Anti-Semitic is Jewish.
Oh, well, one of them. You sound anti-something. No. You sound anti-something. So
no.
Yeah.
So one of the things is not just the Muslim religion, but Sharia Muslim specifically. I think it is essentially evil. And, I hate to say this. Obviously, our show has very many Christian values. We respect our Jewish brethren. And of course, we respect all religion. But when you have billions of people who live in Sharia Muslim countries, and they have courts where they still kill people for, let's say, the person they love, or let's say
their beliefs.
Let's say because a woman doesn't have her face completely covered for their belief, they're being killed by the thousands, or being jailed, or being whipped, or tortured. I think that's a major problem.
That's a very, very big problematic thing, because we already have an issue in our country of hate, just pure hate. I don't know where it comes from, but it's just pure hate.
Yeah,
and we already have that issue. We don't need. I'm not saying like don't come here. I'm just saying we don't need extra.
Yeah. If they're not willing to assimilate into our country and our values, if they're not willing to put down Sharia Muslim, then they should be not welcome to our country. I'm sorry.
So this is something I would rebuttal with. How many, churches, like Catholic churches, or like just Christian churches, Baptist churches in Dubai or whatever.
Yeah. Here's another question. So like I said, Sharia Muslim is over 1 billion people around the world.
Yep.
They rape women, they kill gays, they kill women and stone them for not wearing coverings on their skin, for having their skin exposed. Yeah, Dubai might be a little bit less strict on this, but it still happens. And so my question is, what other major religion, Christian, Judaism, Buddhism, any major religion, I want somebody to come on the show and prove me wrong. What other religion actively stones women for showing their skin, or kills gays, or whoever? It doesn't even matter. You don't have to be gay. You just have to be different.
Spreading hate, just spreading pure hate, like
pure hate, and death. Their message is death.
Here's like a really good example, and I hate to bring him up again, but God rest his soul. He deserves to be noticed. Charlie Kirk cared. Like, I mean, he would debate with anybody. You could be Muslim. You could have just killed somebody and he don't know, but he will still fairly debate you and treat you like a human being. Although he's Christian and doesn't believe, a man and a man should be together.
Or a woman and a woman.
Or a woman and a woman. Or even if his, child has...
Yeah, and everyone has a right to their belief. It's when people get extreme or violent, or countries with billions of people get extreme or violent.
What I'm saying is, you can have your beliefs and everything, like just like how Charlie didn't exclude any gay man to come up to the microphone and debate him. And sometimes there were some topics that they were right on, and he'd like, okay, I can understand that. And that's something he would do, and that's just the truth of it.
Yeah.
Whereas, say that a Muslim that just purely hates gays would just go and discriminate.
Yeah, well, I have friends that would love to go to Dubai, but because they're gay, they can't have that opportunity because it's not safe there for them. There's
Mhm.
people that have been arrested just last week.
And you know
So-
what? That's something else. I want to get into this. I be seeing these videos on my For You page on Facebook, where you got videos and stuff. And like, it's like, oh, look how safe Dubai is. And they leave their purse and their keys and their all whatever on the top of the car, just sitting
That's
there.
because they'll publicly hang them if they find the person that stole the purse.
Yeah, that's one thing we should adopt here in America. But that, like, what about me? I know for sure damn well I ain't safe there.
Exactly.
I ain't as safe. I am less safe. I am safer in Chicago, downtown Chicago, on the 8 Mile, I'll bet, than I am in Dubai or
Probably.
a Muslim country.
Probably. And the crazy thing is that Disney just announced a park there, but literally,
That's something.
I don't know if the CEO of Disney, if he's aware that half their employees are gay.
Yeah, that's something else. How are they going to get employees there? Are they just going to be women?
I
and,
don't
like,
know.
some
I
butch-
think they're probably going to only send,
There's no way.
straight white
There's no way.
males to
Nope.
the country.
There is not. I will bet money.
All right. So I think the next topic at hand is Trump's UN speech. So that was a major speech for the world. I think that he made a jab at the UN's empty words because, obviously actions speak a lot louder than words. And, as the Trump administration is, so is VNN against Gaza being recognized as its own independent state. We do not support that. We do support, them cleaning out Hamas there. I mean, they are
100%.
terrorists and they have a hold on that area. So the sabotage, right? So there's an interesting topic there. So not only did the escalator stop when Trump and First Lady Melania were on it, but the teleprompter went down. A translation voice was playing halfway through his speech. What was going on there? I've never seen so many glitches at the UN. Was it sabotage? I think it was.
I could almost. I mean, from me looking at it when I watched it, it looked so unprofessional. I thought it was just like a regular news thing that was being reran from the Congress, but it wasn't. It was like a political, international thing.
Yeah.
And
like some of our allies at the UN, like Maloney, they back him. But Macron, Francis Macron, he pushes for a Palestinian state. Just like the UK and, obviously Australia and Canada follow behind because they're territories of the UK. But, this is kind of like a political rift. These were big allies for us in the past.
there was this summit in China with a lot of world leaders went to. That right there is part of the sabotage. If they weeks earlier went to China for the summit, met with China and Russia and North Korean leaders,
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, we're about to have the summit with the United States. What can we do? And then there you go. There's an escalator. There's a teleprompter. Now he's spilling information that he probably shouldn't be spilling.
Yeah. I think that's a great point. Could totally be.
I mean, like, if he was that, I mean, in my eyes, that's what it looks like. That's just pure color, like this.
Yeah.
Right there.
And then what about like the Trump's administration point in pulling UN funding? Like, do you agree with that? So the UN, so the federal government, Trump's administration, he's wanting to pull funding from UN. And, honestly, the United Nations, I mean, there's been plenty of things they've done that has been helpful, but all in all, they've not contributed evenly like how the United States has contributed.
Yeah. So,
And although I do agree that there needs to be a forum where all world leaders can meet, has the UN kind of like lost its, its pledge kind of?
This is what I think, and I could be totally wrong on how it works, but for a UN meeting, all you really need is a secure location and a building. let's just add up maybe 50 countries.
Do you really even need a
50
building nowadays? Like in the Avengers, they had a video conference.
Yeah, you're right. Literally. Do you really need a building? But I mean, even with the building, that's like maybe 500 million at most?
I mean, I don't know, but I think, in all honesty, I think, maybe starting a new world government foundation, would maybe help. I don't know. But, at the same point, maybe the UN could be reformed.
I mean, I think it needs to be reformed because you're right. That we need a meeting area for all of these big leaders. I just think what's being spent at the UN? Is there dinner parties? Is there things that are being bought without us as Americans or any other nation's citizens knowing? Like, this is questions that I actually want to know. Like, why do you need $1 billion to meet somewhere? I know dang well jet gas ain't not that bad. No.
And considering the UN is different than NATO, what are they really doing? Where is all the money actually going?
Exactly. Where is it going? In fact, I mean, it looks like it's just going into the pockets of the leaders. Just saying.
Well, definitely something to investigate further, I would say, for sure. Something for us to look at.
I mean, I would say look at the world leaders that went to the China summit and then look at the leaders that were there when Trump was there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think we can move on to one of our last topics for this episode, which is Tylenol autism link. So, as everyone knows, and I do want to bring up a kind of important topic that just kind of appeared last night on Trump's Truth Social feed, which is the mention of med beds. So as you may know from the Alien movie series, there's in the movie Prometheus specifically, and several other movies, there's a med bed, a medical bed that can heal anything.
Is it the one that was like opened up, or not opened up, but was inside there, the tube with Sigourney Weaver and helping her out and everything?
I think there was a scene with her, and then there was a scene with another actor, but yeah, there's just like that. And there's another movie.
That is so cool.
There's another movie, that one with the space station, where they try to escape the Earth, and they go up to the space station to heal the girl.
Don't give out any more details.
Okay.
You don't know.
Well, anyways, med bed. So apparently there's going to be this new classification of hospitals coming up called the med bed hospitals, and people are going to be getting a med bed card so they can go and heal. So I think that would be absolutely amazing. I don't know. To be honest with you, the video looked like it was AI, but it was posted by Trump.
I have an issue with this. Is it going to be expensive as that Trump gold card? I can't do that.
I don't think so. But you have to have the gold card to get the med bed card.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. No. That's only going to be for citizens. Don't you support that? You don't support our tax money going towards non-citizens' medical care, of course, right?
They should be able to go to a dang hospital without being a citizen. What do you
know?
How do they know what person it is? Or do they
I mean, there's a difference between a tourist being here and having an emergency where our hospital would take care of them, but why would our system take care of non-citizens? We can't provide medical care for the whole world.
No, what I'm asking is, like, why
we can offer the world our technology.
Why is our hospitals now can anybody just come into the country and get a driver's license?
No.
Then why can they go to the hospital and spend money?
They can't. That's why he closed the border. Before, they were just flowing through the border, millions of people.
But theoretically, if I was in Mexico, I was a Mexico citizen or whatever, come over, just go straight to the hospital. I need blah, 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 blah. And they're like, okay. And then hook me up. And like, here's the bill. But how do they look me up? I don't got no credit.
Well, if you need to be medically stabilized, that's the law, so that they'll medically stabilize you.
I am fine, but I'm malnourished. How about that?
That's funny. So I think that it's important to mention that in Trump's White House briefing, he tied prenatal acetaminophen, which is commonly known as Tylenol, to rising autism rates. Now 1 in 31 kids, where, back in the day, let's say it was 1 in thousands of kids. Now it's 1 in 31. So that's a significant difference. The FDA is requiring label changes to, obviously Tylenol and the various generic products around the country. And they're also recommending that doctors stop suggesting or recommending Tylenol or acetaminophen products to pregnant women. This is big. I mean, there is currently no alternative to Tylenol for pregnant women. There's nothing to help with pain as far as I know.
I mean, you can't take ibuprofen if you're pregnant?
No.
What? I don't, maybe it sounds stupid. Can you take, what is it called? It makes you feel good.
Yeah, you can have saline.
Saline. Thank you. It makes you feel good.
That should only make you feel good if you're dehydrated, folks.
I'm not that dehydrated, okay?
So kind of going into that, the debate topic is, should conservatives push for more family-focused health reforms? Generally speaking, Democrats have pushed for family-focused health reforms, but I don't think that the Republican Party should shy away from it. I think that family health is important. And I think that there needs to be a determination between people who are willing to abuse the system and people who are legitimately needing health care.
Yes.
100%. So I think that Obamacare has been a total mess, and I think that it needs to be cleaned up. I think it's cost people so much money. I think we have to wait till the end. I think we have to let it play out. We have to trust the Trump administration on its plan. The majority of Americans voted him in. And I think that we have to trust. I think we have to trust the tariffs. We have to trust that. We have to, I've seen even suggestions from people within the Trump administration of ending income tax, period. Mm-hmm. And I think that they started with ending income tax for tips, but I don't think that's their end goal. I think the end goal is to end income tax totally, which I'm 100% in support of.
Shoot. I mean, income tax in general, like, people would be bringing thousands of dollars more.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, seriously.
And I mean, we've literally overturned ships and dumped tea into the ocean for lesser taxes. I think it was 3%.
What generation was that? Go ahead and tell me.
I don't know, recent.
No, recent. How old are you?
I just teleported using a time travel machine.
Uh-huh.
And so I originally was from 1808. That's when I died. But I turned back time.
Yeah, you keep telling them that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
I think that we did great, and I think that this was a great first episode. We would love to hear feedback from the audience. Please feel free to reach out on vnn.us.com/podcast and check out VNN, Vanguard News Network, for your verified and Valiant and also Vanguard news. We would love to hear more from our listeners. And just to name a Bible verse that's relevant right now and give us, the audience, some time to reflect. And we, if you're not Christian, then, we pray and wish the best for you, of course. But this is Proverbs 21:15. When justice is done, it brings joy to the righteous, but terror to evildoers. And then I got one more, Zechariah 7:9. This is what the Lord Almighty said: administer true justice, show mercy and compassion to one another. And with that, I would like to sign off. Again, my name was Tyler.
I'm Levi.
And this was the Vanguard Roundtable. Thank you for joining us.
Table, the voices are clear, bringing the news, the truth we hold dear. As the lights fade out, one thing we say: thanks to Tyler and Levi today. next year. So we close with a smile and a song to send from Vanguard News Network till we meet again.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.